Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari ST A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari ST games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're looking at Mouthtrap, which was a 1989 release by Mandarin software, programmed in its entirety by Darren Ithell using Mandarin's STOS development package, which you can see here. Now, STOS was marketed as a game creator, but it was actually a variation of BASIC, albeit one with a strong emphasis on systems and routines that would be useful to game designers. So you had very good things like sprite handling, image manipulation, sound and music and all that sort of thing. And the STOS package actually shipped with a wide variety of different accessories to help people in creating their own games. So they had things like a sprite editor that would generate the data files required for the main STOS language to be able to call these sprites and animate them and move them across the screen. It had a music composer, sound designer and all that sort of thing. And the release was supported as the years went by with various expansions, including things like a polygonal 3D engine and the ability to use sampled sound. Now, Mouthtrap was released as part of this package here called Games Galore, which we've previously seen when we looked at Yomo on the Atari ST, or Yomo, whatever it's called. Yeah, this was a package of 4 games designed as a showcase of the flexibility of STOS, and also just what it was capable of, really. It was a very powerful programming language, particularly when you combined it with its optional compiler, which would convert their programs into ST machine language, making them very speedy and quick to run and that sort of thing. So Games Galore was a showcase of this, and Mouthtrap was one of the 4 games included. So let's go play Mouthtrap.
Okay, here we are with Mouthtrap, written by Darren Ithell and released by Mandarin Software as part of the Games Galore collection of STOS showcases. So, yeah, let's just begin, I guess. Press 1 or 2 to start. Okay, so this is very much designed after the fashion of sort of mid to late 80s arcade games, I guess. So you can see it as being inspired by stuff like Mr. Do and Bubble Bobble and that sort of thing. It looks very much like it. But it's a game about collecting all the foods. But the interesting thing about it is this sort of strange momentum-based control system that you've got. It makes it quite tricky. Quite tricky indeed. So yeah, you start moving in one direction, you'll keep sort of sliding that way and gradually come to a stop. So it definitely takes a bit of getting used to that I haven't apparently nailed just yet. Once you get a feel for it, you can pull off some quite nifty moves though. And lovely time bonus. And on to the next stage. So like I say, this was all created in STOS, and if I remember correctly, the Games Galore package actually had the source code for all these games on the disc, so you could examine them and see them how the different programmers put them together. Assuming you understood what on earth they were doing, of course. Because although STOS was based on BASIC, so if you look at a program that an experienced programmer had put together, yeah, I wouldn't blame you for sort of being a bit bewildered by what was going on. You can eat the enemies when you're in big form like that. Nom 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 nom. And that finishes the level if you do that as well. That's nice. But yeah, I remember sort of poring over listings of programs and thinking, good lord, what on earth are they doing? What does the joystick do? Oh, the joystick makes the controls more manageable. So you move more slowly, but you do stop immediately as soon as you stop pressing a direction. And you probably noticed as well we've got an arcade-style extra life system up at the top where the arrow moves across the top, and when you eat an apple, that letter comes down from the top. And if you can eat that before it goes back into its box at the top, then you get that letter. And if you spell out the entire word extra, then you get an extra life. Give me the tea. Give me the tea. Thank you. You have quite limited opportunities to do that per level. There's also rotten apples as well. I can't remember exactly what they do, but they're certainly undesirable. Oh, it's not going well. No bonus. Yeah, I remember always quite liking the music in this. Because I've talked a lot of shit about the ST sound chip. But one of the things STOS was really good at was taking advantage of the ST sound chip. So there was a really good... Get an extra life, immediately lose it. Wonderful. Yeah, one of the things that was quite noteworthy about STOS was the fact that it allowed you to take pretty good advantage of the ST sound chip through a music composing accessory that made it very easy to access all sound chips and produce different sound waves and that sort of thing. And there were some pretty powerful sound effect commands in there as well. There were also the commands shoot, bang and bell, which were some of my favourites in the language because they just made those noises. Albeit bell was more of a ping. And shoot and bang were the kind of sort of pathetic ST sound effects that you're probably accustomed to hearing, to that sort of noise for shoot and for bang. Like I've said before, I've talked a lot of shit about the ST sound chip over the years, but these days it's little idiosyncrasies of what make that system unique for me, and they're what caused me to regard it rather fondly. Oh, I'm getting loads of these skip to the next level bonuses. I'm not going to complain at all. Bonus stage. Let's mess it up again. Oh. We've done it, Mabel! Ooh, big old bonus. Very nice. Oh no, we got diagonal enemies now. Oh, and they're bouncy enemies. They're not just moving back and forth. I guess this is where things get a bit trickier. They're not moving too fast, at least. I say your main opponent in this game is actually the controls more than anything else, as it's deliberately very sort of slip-slidey all over the place. So you have to learn to kind of exercise a bit of restraint, really. Otherwise you'll go bouncing around all over the place and you'll never get anywhere. Could do with an extra life, but it is getting quite risky to pursue those. Ooh-wee. Take your time. Plenty of time on the clock. May mean a smaller bonus, but a small bonus is better than running out of lives and not being able to play anymore. So... oh yes, eat them all. Eat them up, yum yum. I remember the big mouth in this kind of freaking me out a bit when I was a kid. Understandably, because it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Oh, 3 bouncy boys. Want a T. Can I get the T? Yes, I got the T. Just the E and the A left to go. I can find a way to not die in the meantime. Yeah, I remember this one being probably my favourite in the Games Galore collection. I mean, I admired the sort of ambition of Sky Strike and Yomo in particular. But I felt the sort of simple arcade sensibilities of this one were just implemented really well. Oh god, they're following me! Oh, I think this is probably going to be where it ends. Get away! Oh, picking up that joystick was a mistake. Moving more slowly now. But yeah, you look at this game, this wouldn't look out of place in an arcade, would it? Wouldn't look out of place if it had, like, Taito's name on it or something like that. Just the sort of, the whole presentation of it, everything from the font used to the colour palette. The way the little score numbers pop up as you're playing. Even the music. Yeah, really cool little game. I have the 3rd highest score. Right, so we got to level 17 there. Let's have a look at one of the higher levels. So let's have a look at stage 21. Very hard. That'll be sort of the next milestone we'd reach. Oh, what are these nasty boys doing? I'm getting 500 points per thing you pick up, though. Yeah, that's another thing that sort of really adds to the arcade feel. Is sort of there's obviously some thought being put into the scoring mechanics as well. So the further you go into the game, the more valuable the score items become. And your score will increase more and more rapidly the further you go through the game. That's something I always love in this sort of arcade style experience. It makes it really satisfying to reach those higher levels, or to start at those higher levels if you have the option to. Oh god, too slow. Should not have picked up joystick, is too slow. Whew. Yeah, it's getting tricky now. What are those? Are those walls or are those... oh, they're icy bits. Oh god, that's really going to mess me up, isn't it? Let's try and avoid those as much as we can. Give me that. Yeah, so when you hit an icy bit, you basically continue sliding in one direction. You can't change that direction until you get off the ice again. Unpleasant. Very unpleasant indeed. We're starting to get larger and larger areas of it. Give me the toothbrush. What does the star do? I want the star. Oh, I missed my chance to eat all the enemies. Star is worth 8,000 points. I'll take it. I'm the Mousetrap King. I say. Bonus stage. I don't think I'm going to do this one. Oh, maybe. Ooh, just. Oh, okay. So you get the bonus according to how many seconds there were left on the clock. Okay, so now we've got random boys rather than following around boys. And you just sort of wibble around vaguely unpredictably. What does this do? 8,000 points. Presumably that gives you one of the random power-ups. Lovely. Next. I like that pizza is the most valuable food in this. Well, the most valuable food that it's available to start from anyway. Yes, of course pizza is more valuable than disgusting, horrible fruit. Oh, ketchup. How much is ketchup worth? 700 points! And death! It's worth death. That's what it's worth. Give me the ketchup. I'm trying to think what this music reminds me of. It's very reminiscent of something else, but I just can't quite put my finger on what it is. I mean, it fits the game really nicely. Maybe it just sort of sounds like what I think of when I think of ST music. But yeah, like I say, this would have all been composed in the STOS music composer accessory, they call it. So what happens in STOS is you load it up and it's like sticking a BASIC cartridge in one of the 8-bit computers. It just boots you into like a BASIC language that you can use in immediate mode to just type stuff in and have it happen immediately, or you can write programs. Since it was so heavily based on BASIC, it was a language with line numbers, so you had to actually manually number your lines as you were playing. But one of the things you could do with that development environment is you could load these things called accessories into memory while you were developing things. And that meant that you could keep your program in memory and at the same time just go, oh right, I need to edit some sprites now, and quickly switch over to the sprite editor or the music editor or anything else like that, and yeah, be away. It was a really good way of doing things, and sort of really got around the fact that one, the ST didn't have a built-in programming language. I mean, it had ST Basic, but I don't know anyone who used that. There were lots of other sort of commercially available BASIC-derived programming languages, so like HiSoft Basic and GFA Basic were very popular. But STOS was super popular as well. And the guys who developed STOS would subsequently go on to form a company called Click Team. And Click Team produced Click and Play, followed by the Games Factory, followed by Multimedia Fusion, all of which were software packages for PC that again kind of provided everything you needed to produce games and to a certain degree applications. But the difference with Click and Play and its successors were that they didn't require any programming. you did everything through events that were sort of triggered by logical conditions. So like sort of based on how many of a particular object were on a screen, or whether one object collided with another and that sort of thing. But that went on to be super popular for them. To such a degree that Multimedia Fusion is still being used today by a lot of indie developers. If you've ever played the absolutely wonderful indie platform game Freedom Planet, one of my favourite games of all time, unironically, that was built in Multimedia Fusion. Obviously, Multimedia Fusion has sort of undergone a few revisions over the years, but it's still basically that same application. It's still sort of built on the basis of click and play, and the idea of putting together stuff logically and having a kind of integrated development environment. And that all started with STOS. So there was STOS for Atari ST, and then there was Amos for Amiga, and then they moved on to all the PC centric stuff. But anyway, that's probably a story for a whole other video at some point, because yeah, I love click and play. I used to love using that. It didn't finish many games, mind, but it was fun to just play around with. A lot of fun to just play around with, as was STOS for that matter. But again, I think I only ever finished one project in STOS. It was called Zap. I have to see if I can actually find the source files for that at some point, and see if I can actually sort of recreate this. Anyway, I think that's enough mouthtrap for now. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.